Well, if you watched my first video, I'm going to be a little bit more succinct in this one, hopefully. Maybe not. In case you were wondering why I had you scrunched up, why I had myself scrunched up in the corner like this instead of a full screen, is I was intending to use it as a split screen, which I'm going to do here in a minute. As I was uploading my first video, I told you I don't know what I'm doing, so this is, it's all new to me. I'm going to make many, many mistakes. It's the beauty of not knowing what you're doing, is you don't have to, you can drop the pretense of knowing what you're doing. So as I was uploading that video, I had to write an introduction to it that I thought was very, very succinct. And let me just get that out of the way real quick. I'm going to spin it around here. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the capabilities of my little Neoterix Studios here, Neoterix Studios. And I'm going to go ahead and read you that, that introduction. Well, in the first video I ever uploaded, I introduced you to Neoterix, which means new thinking. In essence, wouldn't you know it? Hello! In this, the first video I have ever uploaded, there we go, I introduced you to Neoterix, which means new thinking. In essence, Neoterix aims to address all of the world's problems and issues from a much larger perspective. This includes the seemingly intractable problems of racism, social inequities, and inequalities, and the most important problem of our times, the destruction of our home world. We're literally killing our Mother Earth. It's obvious we need some new thinking if our societies are going to survive this century. Neoterix is a unified, and therefore unifying, understanding of our problems, how we got here, what underlies them, and how we can solve them. It has a firm basis in emerging science. It is not based on hocus pocus. It isn't about having faith. Neoterix is based on rational thinking, and it aims to take rational thinking to an entirely new level. So that's a great little summation of Neoterix. Now I'd like to introduce you to, as a communication company, I feel like I've already had my first success, and that's why I was scrunched up on the side of the screen like this in the last video, because I wanted to introduce you to Neoterix Man. Neoterix Man turned out to be an unqualified success, even though he's an orphan now. Within a week's time, Neoterix Man, as you can see here, he gained more friends than I gained in 10 years. And my goal here with this website was, as a communication company, as I mentioned in the previous video, it's like an octopus. It's a stem cell of a company that can go in many different directions. And so I wanted to start this website with this mysterious character, kind of shady, if you want to call it that. And I called him Neoterix Man, and I wanted to, with simple images and very few words, to see, just how far as a communication company, how great the reach would be. And like I said, this turned out to be an unqualified success in its short time that Facebook allowed Neoterix Man to exist. So I started, when you upload a photograph, it puts it on your timeline. Neoterix Man updated their cover photo. Just for interest's sake, maybe I'll go ahead and I'll pop my face over here on the side. And so then I just added a series of real simple posts. The first one, Neoterix, new thinking, new solutions, a better future. I had to have a profile picture, and I didn't want to use my own picture because, obvious reasons. So this is me with a headband on, and then I chopped my eye out, and I put it over here just because, you know, that eye, it almost looks like the eye above the pyramid on one of our bills that's supposed to be so significant, right? And then when I put it together on the page, this image that you see here is simply, I took a picture. I thought it looked so cool, this image here, that I simply snapped a picture of it, and then I uploaded that. And that's why the caption to that particular photo reads, "Life reflects art, art reflects life." Okay? Then just another cool, kind of mysterious element, you know, another picture of Neoterix Man. And then this was fun. I took a picture off of Google Images, and I added a few words to it. A little bit ominous. "To be heard will take many voices." And I wrote it with that syntax because I thought, if it gets translated, that should translate fairly clearly in most languages. And then down here, "invite your friends." Well, that's basic enough. So "to be heard will take many voices." Invite your friends. And nobody really knew at this point what Neoterix was, or to this day, these 600 some odd people. I'll probably post a video. I can post to the timeline. I just can't get behind it. I'm no longer the administrator of the site. So again, I repeated what I said earlier. Neoterix, new thinking, new solutions for a better future. Seems pretty simple. And here's where it gets into the controversy. I said empathy is the only path to a brighter future, which would imply that war and guns and violence probably aren't going to get us there. And then empathy begets compassion. Without empathy, compassion cannot exist. You can attribute both of those to me. Those are straight out of the brain. They didn't come out of a Buddhist text or anything. And now this one, I got out of a music book I was practicing from whatever day this was, September 8th. I was sitting down practicing, and I turned the page, and this quote was at the bottom of the page. "Great things can be done by great sacrifices only." And I was like, oh my God, that's Neoterix. That's the essence of, one of the essences of Neoterix. And so I literally set my guitar down, and I ran in here, and I posted this. And this was the last thing I ever posted. That's the one that got Neoterix shut down. I'm kind of surprised it's still up there. I mean, if they're going to be threatened by it in a way that they block me from access, it just seems logical that they would take it down, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this particular post, to further to elucidate the idea of the company itself branching out in many different areas. This was just a test bubble, if anything. You know, I wanted to test the idea, and clearly the idea seems to have some traction, because at 661 people right now are waiting for Neoterix Man to make his next move. So I'm going to have to come clean with them. I'll post this video, and that'll be my last posting, I suppose. Because like I said, I can write something to Neoterix here, and that's how I'll do it. But it's kind of weird having this orphan out there that within a week's time garnered 661 friends. Neoterix Man is far more popular than I am. So take it for what it's worth. This is video number 2. Still don't know what I'm doing. I can go ahead and close this out, and I can there you go. So now I don't look like I don't quite know what I'm doing so as badly as before. But part of Neoterix behind the scene is I want to introduce you to all of the equipment. You know, it's been a steep learning curve for me. I don't know what I'm doing. But I've had to learn quite a bit about TV production, and I put together a little studio. And for anybody that's interested in doing this on your own, I'll show you how to do it. This room is going to get scaled into some other studios. I'm going to have a green screen, and really, I'm looking. You know, we're dropped into the times we're dropped into. We didn't have any say-so over that. This gets into a whole nother video that I want to have. But all I want to say at this point is that although we're living through the most trying times in human history, we've had pandemics before. Racial tension has always been a part of mankind since the tribe on this side of the mountain started warring with the tribe on this side of the mountain. But we've never faced this global environmental destruction that we're facing now. And we could all let it get us down really bad. And so you have to find a way out of that mental anguish that our world seems to engender in most people. There's mass dysthemia, which means low-grade depression. I suffer from that myself. But we still have to find a reason to live. And not just a reason to live, but the beauty of life. It's the only reason that makes the trouble we're going through worthwhile, and the notion that we can have a better future. Neoterix is absolutely going to, we'll put it this way, it's the type of thinking that it brings, I don't want it to sound like it's a religion or a cult or anything. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off right now. What I'm trying to say is enjoy your life no matter how bad it gets. Okay, no, that doesn't even sound good either. Find some enjoyment. The breath. We're all going to be dead sometime. That's not an alternative. It's a promise. And so there's no reason to rush it. Just take the time to enjoy your life. Smell a flower, to sound cliche. Listen to some music. I play music. That's one of my escapes. So I'm really rambling now. Let me go ahead and get off of here.